Welcome to the topic where we highlight Houston Community College, our students, our programs, and our reach into the community. I'm your host today. My name is Parrish Murphy, and welcome. The healthcare field is growing rapidly, and HCC's Coleman College for Health Sciences is responsive to the needs of area employers. HCC and HCA Healthcare have created a unique partnership to fill positions for our community and our CT technologists. First, we're joined by Dr. Phillip Nicotera, one of my favorite people. He is the president of the Coleman College. Good afternoon, sir. How are you today?
I'm good, Parrish. Great to be here. Good afternoon to you.
It is good to see you. I feel like I go to the school. We're seeing you so much now.
Yeah, I'm a regular now.
Absolutely, that's all right. You guys have got a lot of wonderful programs that are happening right now. But first, I'd like to know, when and how did the partnership between HCC and HCA Healthcare begin?
Well, began more than a year ago, maybe almost 2 years ago, when Mr. Goodman and I met at a meeting, and we began to talk about, all of the great programs that we have here at Coleman, and Mr. Goodman and some of his staff. I invited them to come over to Coleman to take a look at what we do. And out of that grew this need to upskill some employees that they had at HCA for their needs for CT scanning. So that's how we all kind of got together.
Oh, that's great, and that's a smart thing too, especially when it comes to getting our students into the workforce. Now, how does this partnership work, and how long does it take to actually complete the entire process?
Well, so the partnership is, we're taking current radiologic techs, or as maybe is known out in the world as X-ray techs. And we have a program that is an advanced technical certificate in computerized tomography. And so we're taking current X-ray or radiologic techs, and we're upskilling them to CT techs to fill the need. And so we have designed a program. It's normally 16 weeks. So sometimes we can do it 16 weeks, but we have our program director here, Daza, who's come up with such a great way of us being able to condense the curriculum into 10 weeks so that we can graduate them faster and they can get out to work at HCA.
That is great, Dr. Nicotera. Now, how do the students get the hands-on CT training?
Well, they get it. One of the wonderful things about this program is that there are already techs that are working at HCA facilities. And so they're actually doing all of their clinicals right there at the same HCA facility that they work at, or other sister facilities that HCA has in the area. So they're getting their hands-on experience right there where they work on patients that they normally would work on.
That's great. Now, do you believe that more hospital systems will actually partner with colleges, like HCC, to basically upskill their employees? Because I was there yesterday and I noticed, it's a good mix of older adults as well as, teenagers and younger college-going kids.
Yeah, Parrish, I think you're absolutely right. We're doing a lot of partnerships with HCA, as well as with some of the other healthcare systems in the Houston area. It expands from computerized tomography to licensed vocational nursing to surgical technology and so on. As we came out of the pandemic, and I'm sure Mr. Goodman will speak to this, is that there are great needs to bolster the workforce needs in healthcare. And so the way that I look at it is that we've had to kind of think differently. So it's great when you have a 2-year academic program that they go through, but sometimes that's we can't wait 2 years for someone to graduate. So we have to be a little bit more creative and be able to fill those workforce needs sooner. And so that's what we're doing with HCA, and that's what we're doing with some of the other healthcare systems in town.
That's great. And that's a credit to you, Dr. Nicotera, and all of the wonderful staff that you guys have. You have to think outside of the box. One of the things that, that I'm learning about college now is, the dynamic of what college does has to change. When I was going back when Jesus was around, they prepared us to get a job. Now I think college has to teach you how to create a job. And there are a lot of things, so many things are evolving, from whether it's artificial intelligence or whether it's, or whether it's this biotechnical stuff in the medical field. People have to be there, and they have to be ready, and they have to be trained. And, and we have to think outside the box on a lot of this stuff. Last question, because I know you guys are busy today and you got to go, Dr. Nicotera. If other hospital systems are interested in upskilling their employees in CT or other areas, and you guys have a bunch of other areas, who should they contact?
They can contact me. Okay. My email is phillip.nicotera@hccs.edu. Happy to talk with them. Happy to try to come up with creative solutions to meet the workforce needs. Because our part of our role here is change lives of our community, students that come into college and change their lives for the better. And to provide the workforce and meet the needs of the healthcare community, that workforce. So they can contact me. I'm happy to talk with them anytime.
That's great. Always great. Always appreciative to talk to you, and always appreciative of the great work that you guys do over at the Coleman School. Thank you so much, Dr. Nicotera.
You're welcome. Anytime. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you. And when we come back, we'll look more in depth at the CT upskilling program.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
For more than a year, we have kept you informed with more than 500 remote episodes. But now we're back, bigger and better, with more news and more guests. Join us live every weekday at 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube, and on HCC TV at noon and 5 p.m. You can watch from anywhere. We go where you go.
Welcome back to the topic. We're talking about HCC's partnership with HCA Healthcare to upskill CT technologists. We're joined today by Christopher Daza. He is the program director for radiography and CT. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, Parrish. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, I want to jump right in with you. Why do you believe that there is a shortage of CT technologists nationwide?
So there's a shortage coming out of the pandemic. A lot of older CT technologists chose to, at that time, retire from the field, which left a void in those spaces. We also see a lot more CT imaging performed in hospital systems. And so when that happens, we start to see the need for more CT technologists to handle the workflow that some of these departments are seeing nowadays. Another thing, travel was a big thing during the pandemic. So we saw a lot of CT technologists move away from hospital systems and clinics to do travel type work. So there's just a combination of a variety of different factors that lead to this nationwide shortage that we're seeing across the nation.
Yeah, cop out and blame it on COVID, huh?
Yeah, right.
Now, I have a question. Do you expect this field to continue to grow?
Just like any of the healthcare fields we offer here at Coleman, all of them will be growing. as the population ages, we're going to see more and more people needing different types of medical procedures, different types of, allied professionals will have to be performing these types of procedures. So I see, the need for CT technologists and various other healthcare fields that we offer here at Coleman for the long run. We're going to see, healthcare as a job field boom.
Okay. Now, what's so special about the model that allows us to meet employees' needs?
So typically, whenever we offer these CT cohorts, they're on a college schedule. So we'll set up a spring cohort, a fall cohort. And so those were typically the entrance points for our model. With the way we run a employer model is we can start the cohort at any point in time. So we're able to start, say, March or October off schedule to kind of meet the employer where they may need help at that particular point. And so, Dr. Nicotera talked about it, how we have kind of, condensed a little bit of the model. The students still get the same information. It's just over a shorter period of time. Our faculty work diligently to get the model to where it is. And from what we've seen, it's been very successful.
You guys do a wonderful, wonderful job over there. I really love the school. We were there yesterday. And again, you guys have so many things going on. I think we could do a show on you guys literally every week for all of the great programs that you have. Now, how many cohorts have you graduated, and are they all working in just Houston and Texas, or are they, just kind of going all over?
Great. So the first cohort we did with Mr. Goodman and the rest of the HCA Gulf Coast region was sometime early last year, I believe, or in that time frame. And we were able to graduate them. We were able to graduate another cohort. So we're in the second graduated cohort of the Gulf Coast region. We started another cohort just this past I believe July. So we're in the third cohort with that one about to graduate this week. But we've also piloted a program in Kansas and Missouri. So we were doing that one during the summer, and we piloted a 16-week program with them. It was a small pilot, about 5 students roughly, but that went successful as well. The model that we set forth with them was successful. So we've done about 4 of these cohorts, and each time we've seen success in them. And I believe Mr. Goodman and the rest of the HCA team have, expressed that to the rest of their colleagues, and we're starting to get feedback from other HCA divisions to try to do the same type of model in certain areas like San Antonio and things like that.
Okay, that's great. And when you do something good, everybody's going to copy it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Of course,
there's nothing wrong with that at all. Now, before we get out of here, can you tell us about the radiography program as well as the CT program at Coleman? And if anyone is interested, how would they go about entering either of those two?
So I'll start with CT since that's, the basis of what we're talking about. CT is a advanced skill certificate, meaning that a student has to already have a certification as either a radiographer, a nuclear medicine technologist, or a radiation therapist. So it's kind of a, advanced skill certificate. So certain people are the only ones that would be able to apply for this certificate. Now, radiography is the bread and butter, the baseline career choice you could choose in medical imaging. These are the people that are taking your x-rays, when you go to the doctor or the emergency room. That is what we train our students to do. That's a 24-month program, 2 years, 6 semesters, a full-time, daytime program. It's a really great program because you can then go on into CT or into other different imaging modalities like MRI or ultrasound or other different imaging portions just off that baseline degree. And I was a student here 15 years ago. And, I graduated when I was 20, and there were so many different career opportunities you could take in this field. That's what drew me to this. And so, you could do a whole bunch of different things in here. And that's, a very great, career choice, because then you can explore different avenues. If anybody, would like to hear more, we hold info sessions all the time. If you go to the hccs.edu/radiography webpage, there's info sessions there. My contact info is at the bottom. You can click the link. It'll send me an email. And then you can, contact me. And I'm usually very fast on sending back those emails. So if anybody would like to reach out, that's the best way.
That sounds great. His name is Christopher Daza. He is program director for the radiography and CT at the Coleman School here at HCC. Chris, thank you so much for being a part of this. And listen, we want to check back with you guys and continue to know how your programs are going. You guys have an amazing amount of programs there at the Coleman College, and we'd love to highlight and let everybody know what you guys do. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Take care, Chris. When we return, we'll examine the partnership from the hospital perspective. Stay tuned.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes, through all of the strangeness. I'm going through changes now.
Welcome back to the topic. We're talking about HCC's partnership with HCA Healthcare to upskill CT technologists. We're joined today by Douglas Goodman. He is Regional Vice President of Human Resources for HCA Healthcare Gulf Coast. Welcome to the show, Douglas.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now, I want to know just right off the bat, why did you decide it was better to upskill your X-ray technicians rather than continuously recruit? Because that's what you guys always used to do.
Correct. Well, the job market's tight and it's hard to find CT techs out there that are just, wanting to find a different place to work, that want to make a move. It's very competitive right now in acute healthcare. We have some new emergents or competitors into our marketplace, like freestanding surgery centers and imaging centers, freestanding EDs. And so all of those need CT techs, as do the hospitals, obviously. And so Dr. Nicotera came into our universe about 2 years ago. And we did site visits with him, and they were able to customize specific upskilling programs that would meet our needs. And the rest is history. We're about to graduate our third cohort in a couple of weeks.
Wow, that is outstanding. Now, why did you choose to collaborate with HCC Coleman College to produce your CT technicians?
So Dr. Nicotera had worked with HCA in the past in some of our Florida divisions. And, obviously, we have HCA has a huge presence in Houston. And he is wanting to, partner with all the healthcare systems and really maximize those relationships to give students opportunities, to grow and develop and particularly in this case, upskill. And so they had the baseline RadTech program. We had about 40 CT vacancies, and we saw this as the perfect marriage, to be able to partner, customize the program, expedite the program, and upskill, these fantastic students that we get to work with.
Now, has this partnership met or exceeded the expectations of your hospital system?
It's definitely exceeded. We're in our third cohort now. We had 13 participants in the first cohort a year and a half ago. We had 8 last fall. We had another 8 that started this past July. So a total of 29. 24 of those students still are working with us in a CT capacity. So that's an 83%, retention rate. And it's caught a lot of attention, as Dr. Nicotera, as Christopher had said earlier. We've been kind of on a roadshow with some of the other HCA divisions outside of Houston, even outside of Texas, who have said, we have those same types of needs. Do you think Coleman College would be interested in partnering with us? And so, immediately I get Jeff Gerkar and Dr. Nicotera on a call with them. And as you've heard, we've had it in Kansas City now, the same type of program. But, CT shortages are all over the nation, and so to take these opportunities, to be able to upskill and within a 10-week period, have a competent CT tech is a game changer. It's providing continuous care to our patients, to our communities. It's helping us, keep these service lines going. Because when you have shortages in healthcare workforce, it can compromise that at times, or you're reliant on contract labor or overtime, premium pay, all that stuff. And so this partnership has definitely exceeded our expectations and has been able to definitely fill positions. And obviously we've retained, and we definitely plan on continuing this.
Great. Now, how did the strain of COVID affect your workforce? Now, did you have a lot of people leave? I know that out of any other business or career, I know that COVID affected the medical field way harder than it affected anybody else. How did it hit you guys?
It was a disaster. But we're on the flip side now, and things are getting much better. But no, during COVID time, and even after, the heat of COVID, I guess, was kind of over, the Houston market, not just in HCA, but all of our healthcare systems, were jeopardized, or compromised from a workforce perspective. I mean, when you think about it, Houston is the largest medical center community in the world, and so everyone is going to come here to tap our market, to deploy, to sign up nurses or rad techs or respiratory therapists, any type of healthcare worker, to go travel, to go do a contract, to go to other hot spots, that there are throughout the country. And it was giving a lot of our colleagues opportunities to earn money that they wouldn't have otherwise earned. And I think it was Christopher who said, a lot of people were retiring, or a lot of people were taking the rest of the year off. And it really had a significant impact on us, on our business. But like Coleman College, like other partnerships, we have really grinded it out, over the last couple of years. And now, our turnover is getting back to pre-COVID numbers. Our hires for nursing especially are getting back to pre-COVID numbers. So we're in a good place, a great rebound. This is a great company to work for, and this is a great division. We have a lot of the basic fundamentals that attract people. And we have terrific leadership that engages and retains the workforce, and that's creative, i.e. embracing this type of partnership with Coleman. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good partnership to have. Now, finally, before I let you get out of here, what advice can you offer other hospital systems about upskilling employees, particularly in hard to fill jobs?
Yeah, no, I think it's a great opportunity for, your business, your company, to continuously grow and advance and compete in the marketplace. But most importantly, it's a great value proposition, for the employee, to know that they're coming, to an organization that fosters continuous growth and development, and that we do that, through our various school affiliations or partnerships. And, we have to be creative, and we have to reach out and, figure out like, okay, what can we do, with this segment of workforce to be able to upskill them into some of these critical jobs that we need now and in the future.
Great. Well, mission accomplished. It's a great partnership that you have with the Coleman School. There's some really great folks over there, and I know they'll help you guys out immensely. His name is Douglas Goodman. He is Regional Vice President of Human Resources at HCA Healthcare Gulf Coast. Thank you so much for being on the show, Douglas.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
You too.
And thank you for joining us here on The Topic. We know you have other alternatives in your viewing pleasure. We're truly honored that you chose us here at The Topic. For more information on any of the topics that we've discussed, you can go to hccs.edu/podcast. Once again, that's hccs.edu/podcast. For The Topic on HCC TV and for all the wonderful people that helped put this together, I'm Parrish Murphy. You have a wonderful day.